All right, you know what time it is. I'm gonna cut right to the chase. We made this horrible, horrible cake last time, and now I'm gonna redeem myself. This is my redemption arc. The oven's already preheated, so I'm gonna dive right into it because all my stuff is ready to go. Here's what I'm doing differently. I bought a food scale, self-rising flour, which is what the recipe calls for, and I bought pre-made fondant because I thought it would work a little bit better than the marzipan. Here's why a food scale makes all the difference. The recipe calls for 175 grams of sugar, and ta-da, 175 grams. And it also calls for 175 grams of flour. Oh no, we got a little bit extra. Whoa. There we go. Ta-da! So now that we have our weights evenly distributed, we're ready to combine the other ingredients. Another thing I'm gonna do differently is I'm not throwing everything in at once. I'm going to cream the butter and sugar first and then combine everything else. So we'll start with the butter. This is 6 ounces or 10 tablespoons worth of softened butter. And then we have our 175 grams of sugar that we just measured. So now we're just gonna cream those two together. And now I'm gonna add in the flour a little bit at a time. About a half to start. And now the rest. All right, now I'm gonna wash these 2 bowls and use it to divide, and our scale is gonna make a reappearance. So right now it's like 0 grams, and we're gonna try our best to get an even number. Okay, I'm just kidding. I already messed it up. You know what? It's not that big of a deal. All right, let me try this again with the measuring because I want to get this 100% right. So, put the bowl down, tear it out. Okay. Okay. Got 303 on here. Tear it out. 303 is what we're aiming for. $3.13. So a little bit more on this side. It doesn't have to be perfect. I'm good with that. I'm pretty confident it's pretty even. So we're gonna go with this. And now we're ready to color. So first we're gonna do green. And I'm gonna play around with adding flavor this time. So I'm gonna try mint chocolate, but not like very strong flavor, just a hint. So we have some mint flakes, just a little bit, like I said. I think that's probably good. And then we got our green food coloring that we're gonna add in. And now I'm just gonna take one of these out and put that in there, and hopefully, yeah, so it'll go a little bit faster this time. Okay, so our green is done. Cool. Now I'll put that off to the side. Now Now we're gonna switch these for our black. Now I liked the charcoal method, so I'm doing it again. But this time I added just a little bit of cocoa powder for that chocolatey taste. So this is what it looks like. This is about 3 capsules of activated charcoal with about half of a teaspoon of cocoa powder. Hopefully we get a really good black from that. All right, I'm so pleased with how everything's turning out. So now we're just gonna do a quick little swirl, make sure there's no more white spots left. It looks like everything's all good to go. Yep. So I think we're ready to put everything in. My battery just died, and hopefully it saved all that footage that I got, because I was riding that high and feeling pretty proud of it. So good news is I was getting ready to put everything in the baking dish and throw it in the oven. So hopefully the battery will be charged by then. Alrighty, here's what it looks like. It's going in the oven for 15 minutes. The cake has come out of the oven, the jam is on the stove, and I'm getting ready to dye and roll out my fondant. And I'm gonna do it between 2 sheets of parchment paper. Just gotta open it up. And this should work just fine. Let me get my rolling pin out. Now I'm gonna add just a little bit of red. I just want it to be the slightest pink. Oh, also the jam we're using this time is from a local market, so it does have seeds in it, so I will need to strain it. So just 2 little dots should do it. We can always add more, but you can't add less. This was a very long process. It was some tough fondant, so I sped up the process so you didn't have to suffer. All right, can you see me? I'm taking a quick little pause. Get that out of the way to pour my jam in. Oh yeah, this is way different. The last time the jam just like scooted on through. So, at least I know I'm doing something to this one. Cool. I'll stay over here so it'll stay hot. Now, back to our regularly scheduled programming. I think that's as far as we're gonna get with that, so I'm just gonna set that to the side for a second, and if we need to make any adjustments, we will. So now we've got our cooled cake, and we're gonna cut it to size. So first off, I'm gonna cut the ends off. Perfect. And just stack them on top. Ooh, that looks pretty good. I'm gonna cut them in half. Cool. Now this is the part where it all started going downhill last time, is I definitely didn't put enough jam to glue everything together, so it was falling apart. So I'm extra careful this time to make sure it's on all sides, on every piece of cake, and I'm gonna be super careful when I assemble to make sure I don't do what I did last time and put the same color on top of each other, and remember to make it a checked pattern. And once it's assembled, I can grab my fondant and start putting it on the outside and putting the finishing touches on it. Perfect. Great. I should be able to flip it over somehow. Okay. We're doing good, I think. Whew. Just gonna take off the excess. Don't freak out. Okay. Now, this end is here. Okay. Now, at the side. Okay. All right, not bad. Alright, now I need something like a plate. Help me find the plate. Alright, I got this and I put parchment paper on it because it wouldn't come up last time. So now we just gotta transfer. Okay, let's go. Not bad. Okay. Alright, now I'm gonna decorate and show the final product. Okay, I'm on the floor because I'm exhausted, but almost. Darn it. Okay. Ta-da! I tried to do the kimono pattern on the top. Okay, moment of truth. Alright, it's first cut. It's not gonna be the best. But it's pretty cute. I like it. It turned out so much better than the last one. Oh, I love it. Is it a little lopsided? Yes, but who isn't? Am I right? I want to bite. Alright. Fondant is a little crazy. I'm gonna put it in the fridge after. Quick note, I definitely recommend putting it in the fridge before cutting into it. Come on. That is so good. All right. Some final thoughts. Major props to people who can make this thing. It's hard. But look how good. Look how good it looks on camera. Ignore the little... There we go. That's a little bit better. I count this as a win. The first time I had to throw it away. It was so nasty. There was like no flavor to it. It was dry. It was too dense. But this one's perfect. It's a lot fluffier. I definitely think fondant was better than the marzipan because it was just easier to work with. It turned out so good. All right. I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.